I'm not that worried about it because, man, is he boring. Like, it's very hard to, like, actually absorb anything Obama's saying. You're just going, like, come on, dude. You could drive a truck through those spaces between words. It's just like, we get it. You're important, historic, but try to speed it up a bit.
His administration's done. His foreign policy is done. So anything he does right now just doesn't mean anything. And this is almost like trying to get the last word in a conversation you lost. Like, your mama. That's basically what Obama did. We kick out diplomats, but doesn't affect it.
Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus just shook up politics again. And guess who showed up in the conversation? Yep, Obama. But what happened next was so surprising it was like the show paused for a second. They didn't just talk casually. They unleashed something that left people in Washington staring at their coffee like they couldn't believe it. So what did Obama do to make Gutfeld smile like he just won a secret bet on live TV? Stick around, because this could change how people see America's coolest former president.
The most boring person on the planet. And that says something. I have a rule of thumb, though. When they say it's both sides.
The previous segment, we talked about when he talked, when his publisher told him to speak, and when he got to talk for himself. This is another example of a brother having to talk about something that they told him.
Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus are at it again. This funny pair pulled back another messy layer of Washington secrets. And the name everyone heard was clear: Barack Obama. The same man praised for staying calm under pressure is now linked to a secret that's making political conversations everywhere heat up.
Could cut a rug. Look at Syria, Iran, ISIS. I'd say his best move was the chicken dance.
Oh, boy.
And Obamacare, a hustle. Don't worry, sad stars. Obama isn't really going away, though. He can always keep playing a president on TV. He'd probably do a great job, or at least do less damage. So, Hollywood will miss Obama. But what will Obama miss? Donald Trump, ISIS, American descent? It's hard to miss something you didn't see coming or going in the first place. The rise of ISIS, the pernicious spread of Islamism, flourished under the president. These are the things that he overcame.
If you're enjoying this story, hit that subscribe button. It really helps. This isn't just any secret. It's the kind that makes Gutfeld grin like he saw something he wasn't supposed to. When that smile appears, you know something big is about to happen. It's like a cat staring at an empty corner. You don't see anything, but you know something's coming. Everyone in the studio could feel it.
You also missed the fact that he also unfriended Obama on Facebook. So this is laughable. Unfortunately for, our president, who's done. And they know he's done. And these sanctions mean absolutely nothing. When these sanctions came out, his phone buzzed, he got a DM from probably Donald Trump saying, "Don't trip, I got this. We'll fix it, after the 20th." And he went, "Okay, cool. We're good. Now go ahead."
Tyrus was right there, arms crossed, ready to jump into the chaos. Part sidekick, part truth checker, and all sarcasm. When Gutfeld and Tyrus shine a light on something, it's never calm or polite. It's a mix of jokes, questions, and sharp observations served live on TV. Every comment hits hard, and that's why viewers can't look away.
Obama and Trump say what? Tyrus, Trump, and Obama sat next to each other at Jimmy Carter's funeral. They appear to have buried the hatchet. What do you think they were saying?
Oh, I know what they were saying. Hey, two-term guy. What's up, two-term guy? How are you doing? I don't know, just doing my two-term thing. And Biden was in the front and Kamala was in the... And, oh, hey, I'm sorry, no term and one term.
It's so funny. Dana, and meanwhile, you have Hillary, no term. Yep. Sitting there and she's just away from her two-term Trump.
Hey, but she got that.
So what's Obama hiding? And no, it's not something boring like a TV cameo or a forgotten golf game. Gutfeld and Tyrus dug into a mystery most people didn't notice. The whispers, quiet moves, strange coincidences, all pointing back to the Obamas. It's funny how nearly every political twist ends with his name hovering in the background. Gutfeld joked that Obama could be surfing in Hawaii and still somehow be blamed or credited for what's happening in Washington. But this secret isn't about blame. It's about what he might be quietly doing behind the scenes. Tyrus didn't hold back and asked, what if Obama is still running things? Officially, he's painting, making documentaries, and showing off his popularity. But maybe unofficially, his influence is everywhere. even in decisions that seem too perfect to come from today's leaders.
President Obama still has Trump on his mind. Tuesday, he spoke to the Economic Club of Chicago, where Crain's columnist Greg Huns noted a startling comparison of Trump to Hitler. Huns paraphrases what he heard President Obama say. We have to tend to this garden of democracy or else things could fall apart quickly. That's what happened in Germany in the 1930s, which despite the democracy of the Weimar Republic and centuries of high-level cultural and scientific achievements, Adolf Hitler rose to dominate. 60 million people died, so you got to pay attention and vote. So, Nazi Germany.
Gutfeld looked like he was loving every moment. He called it the invisible presidency, the kind of control that doesn't need press conferences or parades. Just a few quiet calls and everything falls into place. It's like Obama turned politics into a subscription. You don't always see him, but the effects keep coming. Tyrus leaned back with a knowing grin, like he just solved a puzzle no one else saw. Every number, every message, every timing, they all made sense. It's like Obama left office, but kept the password to the Wi-Fi. And now the idea feels normal. Obama could walk into a global meeting, say a few words, and half the room would nod, thinking, yep, that makes sense. That's how strong his presence is in politics and culture. And Gutfeld and Tyrus found it hilarious, the idea that Obama might outlast even the presidency itself. Every smooth speech or perfect line, that signature style is still there.
The website, I think, was $29 a month for the fiddling crew. I don't think the American people are glad to see that one go, but when Kennedy acknowledged earlier that Joe was going to be taking this over. So they put the two most easiest things to cut off. There was no victory. And I think he understood that, because let's remember, when he got out, when his term was up, he did not endorse Joe Biden, because Joe Biden was crooked and was fleecing the country then on his.
Gutfeld's humor noticed the irony. Obama might be the only person who retired from politics, but still influences the story. Most politicians fade into books or speeches after leaving office. But Obama turned his presidency into a franchise, with spin-offs, legacies, and extended versions always in the background. If he's still pulling strings quietly, it's hard to be annoyed because no one else could do it so easily. Other leaders struggle to hide mistakes, but Obama could run operations and still get applause for a playlist drop. That's what had Gutfeld and Tyrus laughing. Obama's mix of calm, charm, and cultural power. He can trend online just by existing. Maybe the real secret isn't politics. It's that he made mystery a career. And while people argue online, the internet keeps spinning, trying to decode every move.
For the rest of your life, how could this be bad? I mean, look, you have cheap natural gas, but he is terrified of, I think, the environmentalist factions in his own party.
Being not cool.
Yeah, being not cool.
Thank you.
That was a good heckle. Yeah, he's scared. He is scared. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Is environmentalism is perceived as a cool.
Whenever Gutfeld and Tyrus share a theory, social media explodes. Some are angry, some laugh, and others just enjoy the show. Politics needs this kind of excitement. People love hidden motives, twists, and late-night drama. And it's funny how predictable it's become. Any small government change, and Gutfeld's eyebrow twitches like, is this another Obama thing? He's built a political cinematic universe where everything somehow ties back to Obama. Tyrus is perfect for this. He barely speaks, just nods knowingly. Together, they're like detective partners chasing patterns that might not connect, but are too entertaining to ignore. And the best part? People love it because they secretly want it to be true.
First black president, you get that, oh, I can't have any problems. And Joe was like, don't worry, I'll get all the problems for you, all the smoke. So when he was doing that, you can tell it's disingenuous because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing instead of saying, look, I'm going to put this moron who's going to steal and make it way worse. And now we've seen from that date, from that time, how big the spending and ridiculousness has gotten with Joe Biden's fingers always being around with the exception of 4 years. So I think, and if you asked him if the camera turned off, he would have been like, man, I can't believe we're going to let this dumb be in charge of this stuff. You know he's going to keep this up. That's exactly what would have happened.
It's comforting to imagine there's still an adult in the room, someone quietly steering things while chaos happens. Obama's always been controlled and polished. If he's behind the curtain, he's done it perfectly. And the twist? Maybe his influence goes beyond politics into media. That's why Gutfeld and Tyrus ideas are funny but believable. It's like Obama has a hidden make-it-viral switch tucked away somewhere. He can outshine current leaders without trying. 3 people arguing policy, 1 message from Obama, and everything stops. Gutfeld noticed the irony. People used to laugh at shadow power stories. Now it feels less like fantasy and more like smooth, quiet control.
Obama's now a Republican.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about.
I think Obama appreciates Trump for saying what he wished he could say.
Well, not just that, and they also were both like, hey, we both won twice. So that
Yeah.
Gutfeld jokingly called it Obama Management Corporation, where every crisis has a polished statement and a perfectly timed smile. Tyrus laughed at the image of Obama in a sleek chair, watching the world spin while sipping coffee labeled control and hope. If anyone could run things quietly and still look effortless, it's Obama. Campaign speeches, poetry, politics, TED Talk style. But beneath the jokes, there's a thought. What if Gutfeld isn't totally wrong? Everything still seems to follow Obama's rhythm. Every new leader, every controversy. It's like a remix of his old playbook. That's why this secret is funny and a little scary. If true, Obama's the ultimate charming puppet master. If not, he's still a giant presence in everyone's mind. Either way, he wins. And Gutfeld and Tyrus ended by joking that even decades later, someone would say, you know who's really behind this? And people would believe it.
Soothed by his NPR voice. I was the most relaxing I've ever heard of him. Look, I think he's sexist. I think he's portraying his candidate as a damsel in distress. That somehow she's the target of all these things, when in fact she's responsible for all these things by having this email, this private server. And there's one thing too that he's ignoring, and a lot of people are ignoring, is that Team Hillary knew about Anthony Weiner before he resigned.
The funniest part? Obama doesn't even deny it. He just smiles that calm smile, the one that says, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Suddenly, the world spins trying to figure it out. The real secret isn't power, it's mystery. Gutfeld and Tyrus enjoyed every second of the chaos they caused. In modern politics, Obama feels like the ringmaster who never left, while they point out the trick everyone ignores. Somewhere Obama is probably smiling again. Cool, calm, quietly amused. Because if your secret is still being in charge, you don't rush to deny it. You let people guess. And that's exactly what happened. Even sharing a simple photo makes people think it's a secret signal for power.
Obama surprised fans on our new podcast by saying her pet peeve about her husband is that he's chronically late. For example, we're still waiting on him to admit he's from Kenya. And as for Barack's pet peeve about Michelle, he's mad that she keeps leaving the toilet seat up when she cleans it.
Meanwhile, Gutfeld and Tyrus leaned back, watching the chaos spread online. Every clip was shared, remixed, captioned, and analyzed by people who missed the jokes but couldn't stop watching. And Obama stayed silent, making it even funnier. Nothing fuels rumors like calm quiet. By the weekend, people were split, believers, skeptics, and just for fun watchers. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't just suggest a theory. They reminded everyone that Obama still feels like the main character. And the punchline? They didn't need to add anything new. They lit the spark and walked away while everyone else kept building the fire. The Obama secret didn't just become talk. It became the most fun national story of the week.